What's up, guys? So the budget was announced 2 weeks ago now, and a big part of that was the 95% mortgage guarantee scheme, where you're putting a 5% deposit. Really big development, really big change that's going to get a lot of people onto the property ladder. So let's talk about that in more depth in this video.
What's up, guys? It's your urban educator Warren Goslin back with another financial wealth building video. If you'd like to show your support for this channel, please do so by hitting the like button and subscribing. That really helps, and recommend this video to somebody else on their wealth building journey. Appreciate the continued love and support from you guys. Peace.
So what does this scheme for people like you and me, who are maybe potentially looking at buying a house at some point in the future or actively looking now? Well, guys, it's really good news, right? You currently have the Help to Buy and the shared ownership scheme. So you might be familiar with those already. Those already exist and they're out there in the marketplace. With those particular schemes, you're required to contribute between 5 and 10% of the deposit, and the government will guarantee a portion of the rest of the mortgage. So with Help to Buy, if you live outside of London, the government will contribute 20% of the mortgage on top of the 5% that you've contributed. If you're inside of London, they'll contribute up to 40%, okay, on top of the 5%. So you'll have to get a mortgage for the other 75% if you're outside of London, or the other 55% if you're inside of London. So that's how the Help to Buy scheme works. And with the shared ownership scheme, the government will contribute between 25 and 75% of the purchase price on top of the 5% that you've contributed, and you pay rent on the rest. So both of those schemes, and this is where the key difference between those schemes and this new 95% guarantee scheme comes in. With both of those schemes, the Help to Buy and the shared ownership scheme, you are restricted to new build properties only, okay? New build properties only. And that's why you might jokingly hear people refer to these schemes as the Help to Build scheme instead of the Help to Buy scheme, because really and truly, because they're restricted to new build properties, okay, it's a big incentive to builders to build loads of new homes and have this government scheme in place where they can sell off a lot of them relatively easily, because the government is helping buyers to actually pay for the thing. So it really benefits the builders. Now, with the new 95% mortgage guarantee scheme, what the government is doing is they've expanded that right to all properties. So it's not just new build properties, it's not just first time buyers either. So me, for example, I own my home here. I've already bought, so I'm not a first time buyer. However, if I move from this place to a new home, I can use this 95% mortgage guarantee scheme, okay? It's open to pretty much everybody, and it's a great scheme, guys, because it's gonna help a lot of people who are not necessarily first-time buyers to go and buy a second home. And it's also gonna help first-time buyers who don't wanna necessarily buy a new build. So if you wanna buy a house that maybe needs some love and you want to do it up and it's an older home, you can now buy that. You're not restricted to just new build properties, which of course come with a premium. So let's talk a bit about the criteria for this product. The first criteria is that the house that you're buying with this new 95% mortgage guarantee scheme, it has to be a residential home, okay? One that you're going to live in. It can't be a buy-to-let property, okay? That's the first restriction. And it also can't be a second home, by the way. So I gave the example of me owning this house here. I can't go and buy a second home using this scheme. I have to be moving out of one house to live in the other one and only own one property by the end of that transaction. Second criteria is that it has to be a property in the UK that is priced £600,000 or less. So as soon as you go above £600,000, you can't use this scheme. The third main criteria is that it has to be a repayment mortgage, i.e. you're paying capital and interest, okay? It can't be for an interest only mortgage. The scheme will not work for that. So you have to be actually paying down the actual price of the property. And then the last criteria is that you have to be buying the house as an individual and not via a limited company. Now, I'll talk about that in another video, but long story short, a lot of people, especially landlords, okay, portfolio buy-to-let owners, will buy it in a limited company for tax reasons. In doing this, I believe that the intention of the government is to ensure that the people taking up this scheme aren't buy-to-let landlord owners, but instead are people who want to get on the property ladder and buy to live in these homes. So those are the key criteria, guys, okay? So how is this going to affect people? I'm really excited about this, guys. If we look at some stats, okay, between 2010 and now, The shared ownership and the Help to Buy scheme has helped almost 700,000 people to get onto the property ladder for the first time, according to government statistics, right? And we mentioned at the beginning of this video that those schemes are specifically for new build homes, right? So now that you open up the choice and the options available to buyers beyond just new build homes, because don't forget, new build homes are just a small fraction of the total amount of homes in the UK. This scheme is going to likely help millions of people in the UK. It's really opening up the property market and the ability to get onto the property ladder for many, many people out there. So as long as your property, as I said, is £600,000 or below, you are going to benefit from this if you're looking to buy a home in the next year. So the scheme actually ends in December 2022 currently. So there's every chance, as with the Help to Buy scheme and the Share to Buy scheme, that's been in play for almost 9 years now. So there's every chance it could be extended beyond that, but initially in December 2022. So quite a long way out from today. And a quick hack here, guys. When it comes to buying a property, obviously you have these schemes. So you still have the Help to Buy scheme, you still have the shared ownership scheme, and now you have the 95% mortgage guarantee scheme. You also have, in parallel to that, lifetime ISAs, guys. These are a godsend. They're a banking product that a lot of people don't make as much use of as they should be. So what is an ISA? So an ISA is just a savings account, okay? It's a type of savings account that gives you tax benefits, right? So in terms of the lifetime ISA, the great thing about this one is that it allows you to save up to £4,000 per year, and the government will add 25% onto that for free. So this year, 2021, if I save £4,000 in this year, at the end of the year, or when I come to draw out the money, the government will give me an extra £1,000 on top of that for free. And now that product is specifically for those who want to buy a home, or for those who are retiring at some point in the future. So you can only access those funds if you're buying a home or when you retire, right? So if you're looking to buy a house soon, or especially at some point in the future, open up a lifetime ISA today, because that's going to potentially give you thousands of pounds for free just by using that product. So that's a hack. I use that personally on this house here that I live in, that I purchased, and I'm going to open up another one, because when I come to moving out of this house at some point in the future, I'd quite like to have a few £1,000s for free from the government to help me with the purchase costs, or maybe it's kitting out the house. You know, when you move into a house, you might put in new carpets, you know, you might paint the walls, new furniture. All of that helps. It's free money, guys, just by opening up this product. So absolutely take advantage of that. So guys, that's a summary of how this new 95% mortgage guarantee scheme is going to work. It's going to become active as of next month, and as I said, it expires in December 2022. Guys, there's more information on the government site, so if you want to read the outline, go to the government.gov.uk website and search for the mortgage guarantee scheme. It will give you an outline document that you can read to get a bit more detail on it, but I hope that really helps. Take advantage of the lifetime ISA. Take advantage of this guarantee scheme if you're looking to buy a house. And I hope this is useful. I'll see you next week.